Shut up! You don't think Ryan is famous?
Cousin Ryan.
You gotta...
Hey, what's up YouTube friends and family? It's Cousin Ryan, and I've got the Fall 2022 Nick Box to unbox with you. Nick Box is a subscription box that comes out 4 times a year. It's by the company CultureFly, who specializes in pop culture themed subscription boxes. When I started getting this, it was a little heavier on the 80s, late 80s, early 90s Nickelodeon, but it started to push itself into mid 90s, early 2000s stuff. So it's starting to get a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but it's still fun to unbox, and there should be some cool items in this. I always look forward to the fall one because I hope we get some cool Halloween stuff in here. Just looking at the box here, there's Rugrats, and it looks like there might be something from, is that Are You Afraid of the Dark right there? And then of course we got our buddy Krang down here from the Ninja Turtles, which is sort of this weird, like, would you call this like paradoxical? The Ninja Turtles are obviously nostalgic, especially this version of Krang. That's from the 1987 cartoon. However, Nickelodeon didn't acquire the rights to Ninja Turtles until 2000, well, when they bought Viacom, which owned, or Viacom bought Nick, I forget how it worked, but Nickelodeon has only owned Ninja Turtles for a short time in the grand scheme of things. So yes, it's nostalgic, but no, it's not nostalgic Nick, if that makes sense. So, you can see, like I said, the characters on the box. There's Angelica on the back, and you can see our good old pal Stickly down here dressed as a vampire. Looks like there's some stuff from Fairly Odd Parents here. Kind of a cool, you know, brick building with a door on it and slime oozing out everywhere. By that door and the size of this with the bricks, have you ever heard the term built like a brick house? You guys fill in that blank. All right, let's open this box. And this is what we're seeing as soon as we open it here. I'm going to toss the card off to the side that shows what comes in the box because I don't want to know. I just want to be surprised. Right, whoops, right off the bat, we've got a retro. It says Decorative Retro Are You Afraid of the Dark mask. Now, I don't particularly remember this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, but oh, we don't even need to open it. Gosh, you guys could see it before I could. How dumb. I should have looked at the whole thing. It was like this, so I didn't even see the window box there. We don't need to open it. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys remember these old 80s, probably 70s and 80s costumes that came with the really cheap plastic mask. It looks like it's got the little elastic strap around to suck it to your face. It's pretty cool. Approved by the Midnight Society. Alright, decorative retro. Cool. Very cool. And I like the fact that they've got the old school Nickelodeon logo on there. I'll grab this. This looks like a vinyl figure of Angelica. I'm not going to open it and pull it out of the box, but you can see basically it looks like that. That is the figure. Sort of a odd box that the big like header is on top here. Usually that would go on the bottom so you can get a better look at the figure. This gives you a really good shot at the base, which is sort of strange. Halloween Witch Angelica vinyl figure, it says on the back here. CultureFly exclusive. 2022 Viacom. I feel like the old person, like the old grandpa that like reads all the pointless text on something. Let's get down here. See something from Fairly Odd Parents. Frankenstein Timmy decoration. That's pretty cool. Fairly Odd Parents is a little bit after my time. I'm not quite as excited about that. Looks like we've got some Rugrats Halloween stickers. Now, I remember my first experience, or one of my first experiences with Rugrats was the Halloween episode. Gosh, it had to be 91. I was, what, 11? It was the Reptar Bar episode where the kids were so fascinated with the Reptar bars because Angelica had come in and teased them, and it was like, ooh, the Reptar bars that turn your mouth green, and she sang the theme song. But the only way the kids thought they could get a Reptar bar was to go in to the haunted house that was built in the backyard. It was awesome. I freaking loved that episode, and even as a little kid, like I wanted to build a haunted house that looked like it. It wasn't, I mean, as a cartoon, it wasn't super elaborate, but it was just cool. It was a fun episode, and of course, I wanted a Reptar bar, but we wouldn't get those until FYE had them. What, 30 years later, 25 years later. I've got a little mini Krang candy jar here. And it didn't come with that styrofoam. So many things are always packed in styrofoam and then they get everywhere. This is kind of cool. This is cool, but again, like we've talked in some of the other Nick Box unboxings, it feels like it's sort of like dollar store quality with just a little silk screening of a, you know, franchise or a, you know, the characters on there. You can see Krang on the front here. It's like a translucent or clear yellow glass. Just a little simple candy jar there. It's kind of fun. It's whatever. Like I said, I think this falls into the category of the dollar store stuff that gets the little screen printing on there. We're down to the last item. Oh, nope. Hold on. Not the last item. Okay. I repeat a lot of things on here, one of which is I don't collect pop vinyls, and then I end up with more pop vinyls. I don't collect enamel pins, and then I end up with more cool enamel pins. It's the Stickly we saw on the back of the box dressed as a vampire, which is pretty cool. It's hard to say I don't collect these now because almost every sub box comes with at least one enamel pin. And as far as like pins go or graphics, they're usually pretty cool. So like I said, I've got a decent collection of those now. Last but not least, approved by the Midnight Society, a zip-up hoodie. It's got approved by the Midnight Society on the front, and then on the back here, you've got that. Keep it creepy, the Midnight Society, we dare you. I survived the night shift, a zombie, the tale of the ghastly grinder. Are you afraid of the dark? I survived the 90s. I would love to have I survived the 90s big on a shirt like that. That would be cool. You'll never get into a pool again. The tale of the dead man's float. Let's see, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. This is super cool. You know, there were several things about 80s and 90s TV that gave absolutely zero F's about how kids felt or about scaring kids or anything like that. And I feel like the Midnight Society was one of those shows that, if you guys haven't watched it, look for the season 1. Well, it might have been more than just season 1, but the intro, the original intro to the Midnight Society, that's some of the scariest crap you ever see on TV as a kid. And there's nothing like overtly scary about it other than it was just creepy, as the kids would say, creepy AF. So there you go. That's the box, the Nick box for the fall of 2020. You can see here what it looks like inside the box. And yeah, that's it. Some cool stuff. I'm not like overly thrilled with this one in particular, but I feel like there's some cool stuff in here, some quality items. The hoodie, I think, is a big deal just because hoodies aren't cheap, and it's really weird. So I think it's cool that they threw a hoodie in here, and I like the fact it's a zip-up hoodie, and it's black. I do like black zip-up hoodies. I've got an old G1 Transformer one that's starting to wear out. This one will kind of take the place of that, and it's lightweight. It's super soft. It's thin. The only thing is, it would be cool if something on here would have glowed in the dark, but oh well. It's still a pretty sweet hoodie. That's probably my favorite item, and beyond that, I don't know. It's definitely the most valuable item. I guess that's it. Is that it for now? I think that's it for now. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with me while I unboxed the 2022 fall Nick box. Sorry, you're probably getting this Friday afternoon, or I'm posting this Friday afternoon. It's late Thursday night. I'm starting to fall asleep, so I'm getting in this loopiness, but thank you for hanging out with me while I unbox this and all the good nostalgic items that came with it. And of course, don't stop chasing your nostalgia. Till next time, Be excellent to each other.
You know, say it's cousin Ryan on the Hollywood Boulevard. You know, say he bigger than any superstar. All of us spit you some real dope bar. Some them sweeter than any chocolate bar. Boom!